Bloodbond March is a very strong card. It says whenever a creature spell is played, each player returns all cards with the same name from the graveyard to the battlefield. But Commander is a singleton format, so this does nothing. Except, there's some cards that let us break this rule. They say something like, you can have any number of these in this deck. With these cards, Bloodbond March is crazy. Let's first talk about Persistent Petitioners. They let us tap 4 advisors to mill someone for 12. We can mill ourselves to get more petitioners in our graveyard, which will be reanimated when we cast our next petitioner. If we're playing 33 petitioners, then on average, every mill 12 will get us 4 petitioners in our graveyard, which means when we cast our next petitioner, we will get 4 more of them on our battlefield, which we can tap immediately to mill 12 again. We will want a lot of petitioners to cast, which Secret Salvage can get us. If we have a petitioner in our graveyard, we can search our library for any number of petitioners and put them in our hand, which will give us a lot of petitioners to cast. Also, at our end step, we can discard a lot of them down to hand size, which will be reanimated with Bloodbond March later. Intruder Alarm untaps all creatures when a creature enters, so we can tap 4 petitioners to mill 12, then cast a petitioner to return all petitioners from our graveyard to the battlefield. Let's say there's 4. Intruder Alarm will untap all creatures 4 times. We will tap our petitioners between all the untapped triggers, milling a total of 108 cards. We will probably send some of those at our opponents. Faces of the Past can do something similar with a sac-outlet. Just a sac-outlet is kind of crazy with this. For example, we tap 4 petitioners to mill 12, sacrifice all of them to Phyrexian Altar, adding 4 mana, use that mana to cast another petitioner, returning the 4 petitioners we sacrificed to the battlefield untapped. We can then tap them all to mill 12 again. Then we can sacrifice them again, cast another one, and repeat. For 1 mana, we can sacrifice 6 Shadowborn Apostles to search our library for a demon and put it on the battlefield. Bloodbond March is really good with this since they sacrifice themselves. We can sacrifice 6 to search for a demon, then cast an Apostle to return the 6 we sacrificed. So once we have 6 Apostles in our graveyard or on the battlefield, every Apostle can get us a demon from our deck. There's a lot of great demons we can get, like Harvester of Souls. It draws a card whenever a non-token creature dies, which means we'll draw 6 cards when we sacrifice 6 Shadowborn Apostles. Tabarax also draws us cards and grows when a Shadowborn Apostle dies, because they're clerics. Runescar Demon can tutor for Pitiless Plunderer if we need mana for Shadowborn Apostles, or it can tutor for a Blood Artist effect if we need to win the game. Or it could tutor for a Saw in Half so we can get both. Hare Apparent makes a 1/1 rabbit for each other Hare Apparent we have when it enters the battlefield. Because this is an ETB, killing it and then bringing it back gets us a lot of value, especially if we bring them all back at once. Cause if we play 5 Hare Apparents one at a time normally, we would get 10 rabbits. But if all of them entered at once, we would get 20 rabbits, because they all see each other. With Bloodbond March and a sac-outlet, every Hare Apparent we cast can blink all our Hare Apparents. A sac-outlet like Phyrexian Altar or Warren Soul Trader can give us the mana to cast more Hare Apparents. Altar of Dementia mills more Hare Apparents into the graveyard so we can reanimate. And it can also be a win con if we get enough tokens. Goblin Bombardment is another great sac-outlet that can win us the game. Or remove some creatures. Preston copies a creature when it enters if we didn't cast it, which means it'll copy all the Hare Apparents we reanimate. This doesn't only double the ETB triggers, it also ups the Hare Apparent count. Remembrance can ensure that we never run out of Hare Apparents, because it tutors for a Hare Apparent when a Hare Apparent dies. Spinner of Souls is similar. Sphinx of the Chimes is very good in these decks. It lets us discard 2 cards with the same name to draw 4 cards, getting them in the graveyard and drawing us a lot of cards. There are some other creatures that say we can play any number of them in our deck, but these are just the best ones for Bloodbond March. We can't play Bloodbond March as our commander, but thankfully there's Codie. For 4 mana, we can tap Codie and make Ulberg mana, and it gives our next spell Cascade for instants and sorceries. So if we activate Codie and cast a 1 mana spell, we get a random 0 mana spell from our deck. But there's only one, which is Profane Tutor. It searches our library for a card, Bloodbond March, and puts it in our hand. But Codie also says we can't cast permanent spells. If we play a sac-outlet before Codie, we could sacrifice it, but Shadowborn Apostles doesn't play sac-outlets. And there's not a lot of free sac-outlets that's less than 2 mana. So the 1 mana spells we play to get Profane Tutor all get rid of Codie, like artifact removal or creature removal, or just the sacrifice spell. None of them cost green or black mana, so we can cast Bloodbond March that turn. It's gonna look something like this. Turn 3 Codie, turn 4 activate Codie, get Woolberg mana, spend 1 mana to cast the spell that get rid of Codie, cascade into Profane Tutor, search for Bloodbond March, cast it with the remaining mana from Codie, and go crazy. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please consider liking the video. And go check out some of my other videos, like the Land Blink deck or the Self-Discard deck.